From selfies to social media, many of us create unique online identities for ourselves. But sometimes we might not understand how others might perceive what we post. We're going to think critically about our online identities that we're creating when we take selfies. At the end of this lesson, hopefully you will consider how posting selfies or other images might lead others to make assumptions about you. And you will reflect on the most important parts of your unique identity. And finally, identify ways you can post online to best reflect who you are. Let's get started. When and where do people take selfies? Why do you think they take them? A selfie is a picture you take of yourself, usually with a phone. Some people might want to see what they look like, or to show people where they are and what they are doing. Now, I want you to get the Introducing Me student handout, and I'm going to read the directions to you. Directions, Part 1. Pretend you are going to take a selfie with your camera, and you're going to post it to a public website for anyone to see. Where would you take it? What would you be doing? What would you look like? Below, draw or insert your selfie below using as much detail as possible. Now I want you to stop the video and create your selfie and the This Is Me, Introducing Me student handout. When you finish, come back and start the video again. When we post selfies or other images for people to see, that will often lead them to make assumptions about who we are. An assumption is something that someone thinks is true, but in reality may or may not be true. Now let's look at the directions to the How I See You student handout. And think about somebody you want to see your selfie. Let's read the directions together. Study your partner's selfie for a few moments. Examine it like a portrait in a museum and answer the questions below. Which details of your partner's selfie stand out to you? List 3 or 4 details. And number 2, based on those details, what assumptions do you make about your partner's identity? Write at least 3 of those assumptions below. Note, your assumptions should be honest, but they should also be respectful. Check with your teacher or your mom and dad if you think one of your assumptions might be hurtful. And when you answer like this. Based on something you saw in the picture, I think my partner may like or maybe something. For example, if your partner's or your classmate's selfie is them eating ice creams at Swenson's, you could say, based on my classmate's selfie, I think they like ice cream. For question number 2, you should try to identify specific adjectives they used in their selfie. Adjectives are words that are used to describe or modify nouns or pronouns. For example, red, quick, happy are all adjectives because they can describe things. A red hat, a quick rabbit, a happy duck. Those are adjectives. Try to identify specific adjectives that are used in the selfie. Please be kind and respectful what you write. Now we have to return the handouts to who they belong to. When you get your handout back, review the assumptions that your classmate wrote. What do you think about what your classmate wrote? Their assumptions about you. Were they mostly right or mostly wrong? How did your partner's assumptions make you feel? How you felt about your partner's assumptions may have something to do with whether or not they matched your identity. Your identity is different parts of your culture, experiences, and interests that make you unique, like your personality, where you live, or where your family is from. What are some other things that make you who you are? Sharing things online that show your identity can feel good. It's like showing off who you are to the world. And we all have our own unique combination of things that make us who we are. But we should think carefully about what we share about ourselves online. And remember that others make assumptions about us. Let's look at part 2 of the Introducing Me student handout. Part 2. Answer the brainstorm question. Then redo your selfie so it shows the most important details about your identity. Brainstorm. What are the most important things that make you, you? Is it where you live? Your personality? Where your family is from? Write as many details about your identity as possible. Once you finish the student handout, please complete the lesson quiz. Well, that's all for now, guys. I hope you're doing well. Stay safe, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.